Before we get started with today's video, I definitely want to take some time to thank my friends over at So Avant-Garde. All right, so Avant-Garde is a place where you can go online, type in the website, and you have a plethora of fragrances from the niche world. Now, niches can be intimidating, so sample, and they have those discovery sets as well. Head over there, look around, shop around, and save you some money by using the code DEDRICK20 on anything on So Avant-Garde. And it's definitely something where, if you're ready to elevate your fragrance collection or get into something new or tap into another level as far as quality goes, hey, So Avant-Garde has you covered. All right, so head over there, use DEDRICK20, save anything, get anything over there except mind games. Don't worry. You can head over to mindgames.com and use DEDRICK10 for 10% off anything on mindgames.com. All right, so save you some money, explore, see what you discover, and let me know down below in the comments if you rock with anything. All right, appreciate y'all. Let's get started with today's video. YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy, one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good, family. Hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we get down here on this channel. Positive vibes only, all right? So today we're going to be discussing something a little different, and I've been inspired to do this video, so I can't take full credit for it. And I won't, but I think it's a good concept, a cool concept, and really to try to help me pace myself throughout the year. So we just finished up with the first quarter of the year a little while ago. We're in April, so we're officially in the second quarter of 2024. And man, I've experienced some really dope fragrances up to this point. And I want to highlight that throughout the year, some of the fragrances that just kind of stand out. I have some full bottles, I have some decants here of just the experience. And that's what fragrance is. Just to experience something that could either rock your world, somewhat be of a aromatherapy, therapeutic type of vibe, or something that's just not for you. There's so many different emotions that come into smelling fragrances, so I wanted to highlight that. So these are obviously not all fragrances that release in 2024. They have various release dates, but I've experienced them in the first 3 months of this year of 2024, so I definitely want to highlight that. So I have like 10 fragrances here that I've experienced from January 1st through March 31st of this year, and these are the 10 best fragrances that I've experienced thus far, and I've experienced more than 10, a bunch. So if you're new here, I've experienced a lot throughout the live stream. Shout out to the What's in the Bag series, and obviously just doing dedicated videos. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Up first, I don't know, it's this one and one other on my channel that the most noise has been made about these two, but they are stellar and fantastic fragrances from the house of Virtus. We have Bois et Cure from the house of Virtus. A lot of you probably already know the conversation about this versus Cedrat Boisé and Creative Vintage, but this is some awesome. So I just want to get that in the air. Beautiful DNA. You get this grapefruit. We get this touch of green. There's vanilla. There's leather. A spicy touch to this as well. This is a great versatile beauty. In comparison to Mancera, Cedrat Boisé, I like to look at this as possibly going into the parfum direction of what Cedrat Boisé could be. I know we have an intense version out there, but I'm talking about the original Cedrat Boisé. But this is on a more classier level. This has a little bit, it's much more smoother, very business-like, more dressier vibes, dress up, maybe suit or polo and some slacks. This just has a lot more on the upscale side compared to what Cedrat Boisé provides. And I don't mean that in any disrespect, because you can do whatever you want with Cedrat Boisé. But if you've gotten your nose on this, and you smell Cedrat Boisé, you might have a better understanding of what I'm trying to articulate here. So this is just a step up in class, so to speak, from that particular DNA. And it's definitely been one of the better experiences so far in 2024. From the house of Virtus, we have YSL, and this is just this is my list. I know some of y'all have been like, nah, bro, no. This is my list, all right? Up next, man, this has definitely been one for sure, man. So shout out to my guy Chris for sending this my way. And I love this stuff, man. From the house of Essential Parfums, we have Bois Imperial. Bois Imperial. Man, this stuff is fire. Great everyday wear, woody, masculine, musky, spicy type of fragrance here. Beautiful pressurized atomizer. I want to get that in the air as well. Man, it's just so good. It's so good. It's so good. I could wear this every single day. Now, I know this is in comparison to Ganymede, same perfumer, Quentin Biche, but I haven't smelled Ganymede yet, so this is what we're on. I'm going to smell Ganymede at some point in time, but in the earlier months of 2024, this has just been one for me. In my day-to-day life, with me going to the office, and this just is appropriate. It fits, and it's really good. It's a no-brainer. It's almost dumb reach or easy reach, whatever verbiage you want to use. But this stuff is stellar. I've worn this quite a few times, getting a little dent in there. But to the office, it just seems to be the perfect place for it. I'll exercise this in other avenues as well, in arenas as well. But this is one for sure in 2024 has just grabbed my attention, and I always want to smell it. And I at least 7 days a week, at least 4 to 5 times out of the week, I'm grabbing the bottle, popping the top, and at least smelling it for sure and experiencing. So this is one for sure in 2024 that is like that for me. From the house of Essential Parfums, we have Bois Imperial. I think this is on the love or the hated side as well. See, some people say, nah, bro, and some people say, yeah, bro. So it's really, really good. Up next, definitely going to get a full bottle of this at some point. This is fire. This is the best version of Creed Silver Mountain Water that I have come across. From the house of Xerjoff, we have my Fistol Gentlewo. So here's my 10 ml decant from Scent Split. This is fire. It's fire. I love how much smoother this is. There's a powdery tone that really stands out here. You still got the metallic tone. Not as much inky with this one. It leans a little bit more powdery than the Silver Mountain Water. Don't get much tea, at least on my nose here with this one. But you definitely get that, metallic tones, that powdery nature, the freshness. This stuff is just awesome. I love Creed Silver Mountain Water. I have Armoff's Club de Nuit Sillage, which is the best clone of that, or inspired by of that. But then you have this. When I smelled this, I knew right away this was it. So full bottle coming. I was able to smell this. Remember the Smell Good family sent this my way, and I'm almost done with the decant for sure. So I'll definitely be getting my nose. I'll get my hands on a full bottle due to me sampling. So I come out and say sample, and this is something I was blessed with, but this is definitely an example of that I'm going to be getting me a full bottle of that. So one of the best I've smelled thus far in 2024 from the house of Xerjoff. We have my Fistol Gentlewo. All right, we got one more from the house of Xerjoff as well. These are the top two. Now, to those, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's unbelievable to some of you watching. I don't have a full bottle of Xerjoff in my collection, not one. Several decants, but not a full bottle. And these two are going to be my first two bottles, full bottles for sure. From the house of Xerjoff, once again, we have 1861 Decant. 1861 Decant, another 10 ml from Scent Split. We're about a quarter of the way done with this one. I'm gonna run through these decants, then get my full bottles. Man, but this is fire, man. This is fire. Citrus, tobacco, iris, God, vanilla, benzoin type of vibe. This stuff is fire, man. I know a lot of people get hyped up about a lot of other Xerjoffs, but these two for sure just have grabbed my attention. These are 1 and 2 for me to get full bottles of, and I will. I don't really have anything that kind of is in the vein of 1861 Decant. This is something for the spring, fall, and winter time. So I'm going to take my time now that we're heading into summer. We're getting me a full bottle, but by the time we get back through fall, I will have me a full bottle of 1861 Decant. This is a beautiful DNA. I love the tobacco, kind of gives this dryness. It really works well with that citrus and that vanilla benzoin, and that iris really stands out in this. Slightly powdery, but this is fire, man. Really enjoyed this. One of my best experiences so far from the house of Xerjoff. We have 1861 Decant. Yes, sir. So gonna get my Xerjoff collection right, man. Gonna grab me 40 knots and a couple of others, but those are my first two for sure. All right, up next, I had already smelled the inspired by the clone of this before I ever smelled the OG, and I was blessed with this bottle from the Bishop Jared Miller, my brother. If you're watching, I appreciate you, man, and allow me to get my nose on this truly for the first time through this bottle. And this stuff is great. From the house of Yves Saint Laurent, we have YSL Babycat. So I've talked about a lot of Paris Corner's Babycat, which that is inspired by take on this, but this is just the better of the two. The DNAs are similar, but the quality is nothing to discuss there. This is much more smoother, no rough edges. The vanilla, that smoky tone. Oh, it's just so soothing, calm, and relaxing. I'm not, I'm not the biggest just like straight vanilla fan, just a flat out vanilla based fragrance. It has to have some tones of smokiness or spiciness, like Ani, and this is like the perfect blend for me. So I'm so glad to have this bottle that the Bishop sent my way. Like I said, my first experience with the DNA was Babycat, and when I smelled this after Babycat, I was like, okay, the DNA is spot on, but the quality, and that's where I'm dedicating this feature to, is the quality that I experienced with Babycat. I know this is extremely hard to get, so I'm really grateful for the Bishop for sending this my way, but this is one of those ones for sure. And smelling this, the real thing in the early parts of 2024, it's fire, man. It's fire, especially out of the bottle. Sometimes out of the decanter, and I've experienced that the decanter can kind of, if it's an older sample, kind of take away a little bit. And I noticed that with some of my experiences. But smelling it fresh out the bottle, I was like, oh, it's something different here, for sure. And I picked that up. From the house of Yves Saint Laurent, we have Babycat. Babycat, great fragrance, man. Great fragrance for sure. All right, up next, not gonna take full responsibility for it, but I know once the conversation really started getting out there about this particular fragrance, it become very, very, very hard to get. So not gonna take full credit, but we had a lot of traffic about this fragrance come through my channel for sure at the very early part of this year. But from the house of Mind Games, we have French Defense. French Defense, Lord have mercy. This is one of those ones, and so fortunate to have a full bottle. I'm a huge fan of the note of cherry. I've talked about this a lot. Rich, sweet, dark cherry. Imagine a bowl of dark cherries drenched in some honey, drenched in some booze, and take that bowl and sit it in a warm flower bed. Yeah, I like that breakdown. A warm flower bed where the floors are hugging the cherries and hugging that honey and that boozy take. This is what you get here. This is hands down the best cherry fragrance I've ever experienced. Tom Ford Lox Cherry, really, really good. Guerlain's L'Homme Ideal EDP, really, really good. There's others that are out there that are fire, but this is the one for me. Every time I smell it, it's like an immediate pause. Immediate pause that my brain and my nose and all just go to, and this is probably number one out of everything that we're talking about today. But it's just one of those ones for sure. From the house of Mind Games, definitely one of the best, if not the best, olfactive experience that I've had thus far in 2024. Yeah, and that is with Mind Games' French Defense. This is it. Sample this, guys. Get your nose on this fragrance. Very expensive, yes. So Avant-Garde did send it to me, yes, to be full transparent, but it has no bearings on how I feel about the fragrance. Head over to So Avant-Garde, use Dedrick 20, mindgames.com, use Dedrick 10, and see about getting your nose and your hands on some Mind Game samples. They're really, really good. All right. Up next, we're gonna go back to the decanter way from the house of Alghabra. We have King of Flowers. King of Flowers, very small decanter there from Alghabra. Got the discovery set in, just did a live stream just to get that in the air yet again. It's so good, man. You get this creamy vanilla benzoin sandalwood with poured, you're like sitting next to like this iris or poured onto these iris white floral flower beds. That's what my nose picks up. This stuff is really sexy. One of the more sexier fragrances that I've smelled. The opening is really nice. You get this fruity touch up top, but then you head into that floral and that vanillic benzoin. It's warm and has a touch of freshness because of what the iris provides. You would think there's orange blossom or tuberose or jasmine in here, but the notes don't say that. The only floral representation is the iris, I believe. But I will be getting a full bottle of this for sure. This is great stuff. One of the better fragrances that I've smelled thus far in 2024 from the house of Alghabra. We have King of Flowers. Love that name. Love that name. King of Flowers from Alghabra. Discovery set off maxaroma.com. Doesn't cost that much. But to experience this, I'm a fan. In the air, it's just created its own thing in the air. It's fire, y'all. It's fire. All right, up next from the house of Roja. All right, out of Roja Parfums, we have Burlington 1819. Yes, so again, these fragrances that we're talking about today, they all didn't come out in 2024, but I experienced them for the first time in 2024. This was very early in the year with this. This is fire. Every citrus possible's in here. There's woods, there's mint, there's earthy tones, there's everything. There's gotta be 50 notes in this thing. This is like Bulgari Tigar's much older and mature uncle. Like, my man's in his 50s, doing really, really well, knows how to save money, his car, his home, his bachelor, I ain't gonna say bachelor, he's got a beautiful relationship. Kids are doing really, really well. This is what I think of when I smell Burlington 1819, man. It's so good. Very expensive, but I am determined to get me a full bottle of Burlington 1819 at some point. Not for everybody. The opening will be tricky for some of you. What I mean by that is you'll smell it, you'll love it, and then the transformation is going to happen quite often with this fragrance. So Burlington 18 is just one of those ones for sure. And again, it's like the much more mature uncle of like a Bulgari's Tigar, and all of its clones are inspired by, whichever one you want to go with. But this is fire, full bottle worthy. I look to add that to my collection at some point this year. It's really good, man. I'm so glad I got to experience it on the live stream from the house of Roja. Roja Parfums, Burlington 1819. This is fire stuff. Scent Splint's got it going on, man. Scent Splint's got it going on for sure with these, all right? All right, two more left to discuss. Once again, shout out to my guy, Chris, for sending this my way. And I love this. This is top 2 or 3 in all of my Tom Fords that I have from the house of Tom Ford. We have Tobacco Oud. Tobacco Oud. Man, I have been wanting to smell this, and then I was blessed with the package that Chris sent me, man. Shout out to Chris for sure. If you're watching, man, thank you again. It's incredible. Tobacco Oud whiskey. Get like this cinnamon type of spice to it as well. It's so good, man. Very masculine, very mature. There's a mysteriousness about this. There's an edge to this as well. In the cooler months, darker tone clothes being worn, well-groomed, stepping out. You're gonna be providing that pressure. You're gonna be providing that pressure. You step into the building, you step into the spot, you're going to get attention. I didn't say compliments. I said attention. Because if you are put together as this fragrance requires you to be or to do, then you're gonna have you a good evening for sure. This is really, really good. I got a couple of chances to wear this before it started to warm up. I can't wait till it cools down again to wear this yet again. From the house of Tom Ford, Tobacco Oud, one of the best olfactive experiences thus far in 2024. So grateful to have this bottle. This stuff is fire for sure. All right, and last and definitely not least, this is going to be a summer king, a summer banger. So glad to have this in my collection for sure. Got it for a great price on Vemba.com. From the house of Immiglef, we have Gin Tonic. Gin Tonic, the freshest out of them all today for sure. This is lovely. Lime, ginger, mint. Oh, just so good. Aquatic feel. Look at that sprayer. Just so nice, man. It's like a gin and tonic. That's what it's like. It's like a gin and tonic. Kind of has a dryness to it. But in the summertime, when the heat is pumping and you may be out at the beach or even just floating around, this is something that could definitely will be a winner in those type of environments. I cannot wait. I can't believe I'm saying this because the high heat down here where I am, it is vicious, it is uncaring, and it is unruly. All right, but this right here will be a scent that has me looking forward to stepping out into those hot temperatures. But so happy to have this. This is going to get a lot of wears this summer, so I'm excited, man, for sure. This is great stuff. I really love this for sure. On skin, it comes alive, so it's so good. From the house of Immiglef, one of the better experiences so far in 2024 for sure. We have Gin Tonic. Gin Tonic, fire, fire, fire for sure. All right, fire. All right. So, Smelker family, those are my top 10 most best olfactive experiences thus far. I've smelled a lot. I always smell a lot. It's almost I smell something new every day. But these are the 10 that just really stand out. All the decants, I plan on getting full bottles at some point in time. So I'm really, really excited to acquire those at some point. Not in a rush. I know they'll be there and I'll get my hands on them. But I'm grateful for it getting to experience them for sure. And that's what it's all about. So this stuff, all of these are great options. Check them out, sample them, and see what you think. And if you have any of them, let me know down below in the comments. What are you guys thinking? What are you rocking with? What are you not rocking with? I definitely look forward to hearing from you guys for sure. All right, so until next time, y'all be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know what it is, baby. Splag it up, splag it down, splag that thing all around. And remember, what you put out into this world is exactly what you are going to get back. And that's for sure. All right, man. Y'all be easy. Splag.